Okay, so this is a very interesting question from Surabhi, and this question is about integrating Jira with GitHub. So when Jira status is changed to in progress, a GitHub branch with that Jira number will be created. How can I do that using REST API in Java? So I'm trying to understand this question. So this question is all about, I believe, creating a branch with that Jira number. So what I would recommend, Surabhi, do take a look at the triggers that you have in Jira workflow. So let me just open the documentation. I think I have talked about this in the past. Let me try to find the link for Surabhi. And by the way, we are not really sure if this was asked on the this question is related to server version or cloud version. But I think you can still do a lot of things even on the cloud. Okay, let me just reply. I will also reply to Surabhi. She actually posted on my YouTube channel, and this is something that I have been trying for a couple of months now. I want people to raise tickets for me on my Jira service desk. So that I can make sure that I will find time to reply to you. I mean, not always, but if you think you need more than 2 minutes, because if I need to just look at your question and reply, I will reply immediately. But I believe if you need a bit more time, then if you raise the ticket for me, then I should be able to. I will try to, of course, because when you raise a ticket for me, it will of course come to my Jira service desk queue, and I can plan it, and I will not miss it. Because usually when people comment on my channel, or maybe when they send me a message or email, things get lost. I'm wondering why there is no one. No one is watching my live stream. It's a bit sad, but it's okay. I'm anyways replying to the questions, and I thought I'll also do a live stream while I am working today, this morning, Friday morning. Okay, so this next question is from Vinu Gopal, and Vinu is asking about in Jira SQL, if I give a issue with project is equal to blah 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 and key is equal to something something, I'm not really sure about the question. Is Vinu trying to write SQL in JQL? I'm not really sure. Here I don't want order by. I need some exact key order. Please help. Okay, I'm honestly not really sure about what he's trying to answer. I received a lot of questions on my issue collector video. So I talked about how to create issue collectors in Jira, and I believe it is quite popular because people really want to use issue collectors. And this question from Preston Fernando: can you share a video on configuring a custom issue collector? I'm not really sure if you can configure issue collectors. I mean, you can configure a few things, but that is it really. If you want, you can always create your own issue collector and maybe write a script to, or maybe do some kind of integration to Jira using a REST API. It depends really what you want to do. Maybe you want to maybe you want issue collectors to work with Jira Service Management. I think in that case you can always take a look at the widget. There is a widget feature which I think is quite nice. I actually use that feature on my website. So project settings. can see people still driving. I mean, usually people start moving quite early. I wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning, and even even at 4 o'clock, people are driving. I don't know what they're doing this, in early morning. And I live in a very quiet place, by the way. Okay, so I'm trying to answer this question. Not really answering the question, but trying to give Kristen some directions. Okay, so this is quite interesting. How to revoke site access using REST API. I don't really think it is possible, but I'll probably check. Okay, so you can do few things with the user, like you can create a user. Okay, but this will be deprecated, I guess. So I'm trying to search for all the things that you can do with user using REST API. You can do quite a lot of things using REST API, by the way. But I don't really think so. Hmm. Okay, so this question is from Chetan Yashi, and the question is, I want to create a cloud Jira plugin for report generation. I want to deploy it on the marketplace. So how can I start, and from where I can get the reference? Okay, good question, and I have actually talked about this quite a lot, but and by the way, recently I also started making videos on Atlassian Forge. I started looking at how you can use Forge to create applications, and I was also trying to do something similar using Node.js. But if you want to start, I would recommend go to Atlassian. Just search Atlassian development, and you will get the link developer something.com, and you can actually start from here. So this is the link that you need to start. So you can start by looking at the page, especially this page where you can understand the Forge development platform, and you can start by following their tutorial. I was actually able to follow their tutorial very easily, and I was able to create an app very quickly. And I was trying to follow this tutorial based on Node.js, which is something that I was also trying to learn last year, and I'm still learning. I mean, I have learned quite a lot, but of course I don't really feel that I have learned significant things about Node.js. But if you want to do the same thing, I think my recommendation would be to start with Forge. That is also the recommendation from Atlassian, and if you're following their tutorials are on Node.js. So just follow their tutorials to keep things simple. So Dipanshi Sagar is asking about, hi Ravi, I have been trying to access the smart values for sending out messages to a Google chat room. I have the scenario figured out, until sending normal text messages. Could you please help me with how to send issue data to Google chat room? I have never really done it before with Google chat room, but if you're trying to send something from Jira to outside, I think you can. So if you're trying to do it using automation, I mean, you can use the smart values definitely. So do take a look at the smart values documentation, and okay, I think this is the page. What are smart values? If you start from here, then I hope you will get some ideas. But if you are trying to use webhooks, you can always when you are sending a webhook, when you are trying to do something with the webhooks, you can actually send the data. Let me show you very quickly. For smart values, take a look at this page to learn about how you can fetch issue data. So when you configure a webhook, let me just configure it right now. Okay, so what you can do is when you can take a look at the webhook, you can actually maybe this is your endpoint that you want to call, and you can actually specify that you want to do it when the issue is maybe created or updated, and yeah, I think that is it. I think this is a good start, and you should be able to do quite a lot using webhooks. Let me try to reply. Okay, so this is interesting. So, and Reza is asking about, I would like to know if there is a way to use Script to create projects on Jira Cloud. Now, when it comes to cloud, you have to use the REST API, and if you can do it with REST API, then you can do it with Jira as well. Not Jira, but Script on cloud as well, or maybe from server. But let me check. I actually forgot if you can create a project or not. I think you can. I think you can create a project. If I remember correctly, I remember using one automation rule to create a project. So I'm quite sure it can be done. So where should I look? I think I should probably look at my automation rules for the endpoint. Or maybe I can also look at my videos because I have a list of different endpoints. Okay, create a project and get a list of all the projects. All right, that is good to know. So now I remember. So I always refer to my own repository of answers. When I look at the questions that people ask me, I realized that I have already answered those questions in the past. So I think I need to figure out a way so that people can quickly find my videos or content. There should be a nice way. That is why I also thought of setting up this Jira service management project, because when you go to the service portal, the portal that I have, well, if I have answered that question, or if I have if I have talked about this in the past, it might appear when you're searching for maybe something on the portal, or maybe when you're trying to raise a ticket, because I do have a knowledge base where I try to. So whenever I resolve a ticket, I also try to create a knowledge base article out of it, which I think you should all do. Okay, so let us take a look at one more question, and then I'll stop the stream. Okay, so this next question is also very interesting, and it is actually a very common question. So this question is about when to choose groups over roles. Now, we always recommend using roles, especially when it comes to giving permissions. But there are cases when, I mean, it depends what exactly you're trying to do. So let me first paste the question from RSHKNH. And the question is, hi sir, nice video. Can you please recommend, suggest when to choose groups over roles? Now, the thing is that when you're using, let us say, when you're trying to give permissions to users and you want to make your life easy, if you're a Jira administrator, then you should try to create a permission scheme based on roles, because the roles are, you can delegate these things to your project administrators. So you can create a permission scheme with roles like developers or testers or whatever, and then it is up to your project administrators to decide who should be the developer in their project. But groups, as the name suggests, is nothing but a group of users, and if there are cases where you don't really want to modify these groups on a daily basis, then in that case, use a group instead of creating a role. Maybe, I would say when you have more than like 50 users, no, I think 50 is not really, I think 50 is still quite a lot. I think when you have more than like 25, 30 users, in that case, I think managing those things using group is much more convenient. I know you will have to talk to your Jira administrator to do this, but usually if you are using a Jira link to your LDAP, then you can definitely bring those groups, because groups and of course the user association is already there in the LDAP, which can be synced to Jira. So when the number is very large, I think more than 25 or maybe more than 50, then use a group, I guess. But uh, apart from that, I think try to use roles wherever you can, because that way your life will be much easier. So I guess I'll probably end the video, not the video, but the stream. I think I tried something different. I was, of course, spending some time this morning looking at your questions. I do that from time to time when I receive the questions. Let me just bring the camera towards me so you can see me. Okay, so you can see me now, hopefully. And yeah, so you can see me now. And what I was trying to say is that I have tried always to look at your questions regularly, but I am not always able to do that. But this is something that I do have in my plan. Like, usually I am very busy. I'm very occupied with work throughout the day, but and of course on weekdays. But on weekends I have usually I have some time and I can definitely look at your questions. But if you have to reach out to me, if you think you need more than 2 minutes of my time, then do raise a ticket for me. That is the I mean, if you raise a ticket for me, then I should be able to uh, plan my work in a nice manner. So, for example, if you want to, how you can reach out to me? You can go to my website and type in contact, like ravisagar.in/contact, and you will find the link. There is a link, or maybe if you're on the website, you should see this contact me button, which you can fill up. So, if you want maybe help with, let us say, scripts, or maybe if you think you have watched my video and you have further questions, do raise a ticket for me so that I can plan the work accordingly. So when you raise a ticket, it will go to my queue, my project, where I can, of course, make sure that I have the list with me and I have to reply to your questions. But when you send me these things by adding a comment on the channel, which you can, I mean, that is not a problem. But when you add a comment on my videos, I do get notification. I do read those comments. But sometimes, or I should say, mostly people ask me questions where I need to think about it, where I don't really have an answer immediately. I need to maybe look at few things before I can respond to you, or maybe I don't know the answer and I need to research about it. In those cases, I prefer if you can raise a ticket, so that, or basically anything, wherever you think you need more than 2 minutes of my time. I think if you raise a ticket, then it will be great for me as well, and also for you, so that you will get a response. And I do try to respond to everyone. That is, of course, my intention, but it is getting a bit difficult. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up a system so that if you're asking a question where I have like made a video on that topic already, or I have written about it, then you can find that particular information easily. So, for example, if you are on the portal, the good thing about portal is that you can search for the information. So maybe if you're trying to do something with Jira and you need any help, like for example, if you're trying to integrate Jira with ClearQuest, and while you're typing, you will get a response here. And this can, of course, point you to the right direction, and you may not need to raise a ticket for me. Of course, I'm doing this to help you. And I also learn quite a lot, because when I read these questions, I do learn by reading your questions, and I do learn by doing some research. So I'm also trying to increase my knowledge every day. And whenever I learn something, I do try to share. This is what I have been doing on my channel from day one. So let us end this stream right now. It was, I think, a bit different. I mean, normally I make a video, I make short videos, and I, of course, share things like how to do this, how to do that. But today I thought while I'm looking at your questions, I'll also stream myself, and the questions that I have been working on, I will post them somewhere so that it is online, because when things are online, people can search about it. And normally what I do, just sharing few things. If you go to one of my website, so I mean, if you want to like follow whatever I'm doing, the best place is my website. I never really ask people to subscribe to my YouTube channel videos. I mean, you can and you should, but I think you should always try, if you think you need some information or help with Jira or whatever I do, ravisagar.in is the place, my website, my blog, where I post everything. Like all the videos are here, and whenever I have any significant thing to share, I share it here. But of course, I do a lot of things, and I do have a lot of like informal notes or whatever work that I do on a regular basis. I post my notes here on this site called ravi.pro. So if you go to this site and go to blog section, Of course, it is not really a proper traditional blog. In fact, it is like a traditional blog, but it is not very good looking. It is more about my notes. So I will be posting it here, and actually I can do it very quickly by simply committing this particular. First generating this page as an HTML, and then of course I can upload it by committing it to my repository. So in case you don't know, I use Emacs for, of course, a lot of things, but I use org mode for making for making notes. And if I'm doing anything, like right now I was working on these questions and I was responding to your questions, so I've made notes and I will post them along with, of course, the video that I was streaming. So let us end this stream now. Bye bye.